Hello! Welcome. I am Dave DC Hewitt, and the man who puts Harris in Harris football, Christopher Harris. How's it going, Chris?
It's going great. I mean, it's pretty great for me because I'm about to take a nap for about 4 months, but I'm happy to be here doing this. Week 17 DraftKings. There's nothing more random, fun than that.
Well, we're delivering to the fans. Doc's Rap, who's been posting every week real defenses to take rather than the cheapest defense, posted last week and said, in fact, I'm going to show it on the screen right now. It was just like, David, Chris, you have to do week 17. It's the most interesting and quirky week of NFL DFS. And he put that well.
Quirky is one word. That's the euphemistic way to put it. Random, little bit random. Well, honestly, Dave, it's not random. It's just that there are a lot of people I'll put it this way. I'd rather play DraftKings in week 17 than play a season-long league in week 17 because at least we know the Chiefs skill guys aren't going to play. Cool, we don't have to pick them as opposed to I rode them all this way and now they're not going to play.
True, and with the championships done, it does give a little more excitement to watching the games unless you're a Bears fan and hoping to sneak into the playoffs, in which case I got all the excitement I need. Jeez.
Right. Well, it could be worse. You could be a Patriots fan and not be thinking about the playoffs.
I almost wore a Tom Brady jersey onto the show and just say I'm used to donning a team that has missed the playoffs, so I wore this for you. I did it. Now I just threw an elbow for no reason. All right.
Yeah.
Let's say congrats to some winners. So last week in our contest for the week of 16, the Rizzo took home the money with 205 points. Did way better than I did last week.
Me too.
But the big winner for the 4-week chunk is Spin Zero with 677 points, and they get to win a Skype session with you.
That is unbelievable. What a prize. I know I've been in touch with DraftKings about Spin Zero. I know that their first name is Adam. So I haven't actually heard back yet from Adam. I have reached out. So Adam, if you're watching this, if you happen to be watching this, right back because we'd like to set up that Skype session. We can do it. It's the end of the year, so we can talk about if they want to delay it till next summer, or if you want to do it now and talk about whatever. That's cool. So hit me back.
All right. Congrats to Adam, and congrats to everyone who's playing with us this week on DraftKings. We're still doing the Week 17 contest. There's no Skype session at stake, but there's money. The winner's still going to make $500, and it's $400, and it's going to be fun.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And to be honest, we might as well also say, I think playoff DraftKings is some of the most fun DraftKings. It's not a terrible time if you haven't started an account. You've been hearing us talk all season long. Go get one and play these playoff games too. The field obviously gets way limited, and you wind up taking ridiculous chances on incredible the eighth receiver on the Bills. But I play every year. I think it's really fun, the playoffs too. So if you do it, if you go to get the DraftKings app or go to DraftKings.com, make sure you use that promo code HarrisTube, and that will give you a free contest. You can use that free contest to play in Week 17 or in the playoffs. We do recommend.
All right. Let's talk about our lineups. So you guys have the inside scoop on two of the people you're going against. You'll know what we're doing.
That's right.
So we're going to start quarterback and go on through. And Chris, Aaron Rodgers is available now. You always cash with Aaron Rodgers. Did you go back to the well?
No. Because you know why, Dave? I think if anything, history has proven I'm a moron. And if I find one thing that works, I'm just not going to stick with it. I didn't. There's going to be a reason that I didn't. You'll see momentarily, but I wasn't able to afford that stack. The Rodgers Devontae Adams stack will be in my also considering list. But at quarterback, there are lots of ways to not pay at quarterback when several of the quarterbacks are not expected to play. Mahomes and Roethlisberger and Stafford and Garoppolo and Goff. There's tons of ways, and I didn't pick any of those situations, but I think against the Lions, Kirk Cousins is strangely valued. Let's put it that way. He's been pretty good generally. He's been kind of right down the middle, okay, average to better than average for fantasy. Elite attempt numbers usually aren't there. Sometimes elite yardage numbers aren't there, but in the red zone they do tend to throw. And if there's no Dalvin Cook, that makes me feel all the better about it. So Kirk Cousins, my fantasy quarterback for Week 17.
I stayed in the division, and you are going to notice a theme this week. I'm putting all of my hopes in one basket, and I went risky and played Mitch Trubisky at 5,600.
Risky Trubisky.
All of my eggs are in that basket. My championships are done in fantasy, so it's all DFS. I am going to be, very high or very low come Sunday's game against the Packers.
Well, and if there's any team you want to take advantage of, it's the Packers. Why? They don't have anything to play for. Oh, wait a minute. They kind of do. I mean, he didn't make my list because he scares the bejesus out of me. Rodgers made my list. Obviously, if I'd gone a different direction, I would have stacked Rodgers and Adams. That's still going to be wildly popular. I think you would agree the Bears defense, while good, while not certainly, you don't laugh at them and say they're terrible. You can definitely, you watch those games every week. You can move the ball against the Bears.
Yeah, for sure. They are not the Bears with a capital B defense
of the past few years. Yeah, absolutely. And then if you wanted to go on the cheaper side, I mentioned it. I don't think Mahomes plays. So we've got Chad Henne at 5,100. And if you wanted to go really cheap, you could go John Wolford. John bleepin' Wolford. I assume the Rams are going to try to run like crazy, which, could lead you to another player on the Rams, which I didn't pick. But I don't mind him either. But Wolford, there probably are some points there for him. At 4,900, you're obviously, if you're taking a quarterback at that level, you're spending lots of money elsewhere.
That's actually where I started. When I tried to build this lineup for the show, I went, I'm going to play Wolford. And then somehow I went, that's too crazy. I'm going to play Trubisky because I have a head wound. Where'd you go at running back?
Okay, so the reason I didn't go with Rodgers and Adams is that I took Derrick Henry. And if you're going to spend nearly $10,000 on a running back in DraftKings, you're probably not going to afford a lot of other luxury items. It's just the right spot. Last week was probably not the right spot. I mean, for the purposes of our contest, it didn't matter because it wasn't part of the main slate. But, for week 16, for as good a season as Henry had, it probably didn't add up to an awesome spot for him against the Packers. As it turned out, in a snow game, he was still okay. I think by any real measure of, he was statistically okay. By any real measure of what a football team should do to try to win games, continuing to run Derrick Henry in the second half when you're losing by 3 touchdowns and more, maybe not the best idea, but I guess it's just an indication of the kind of usage Henry gets. So against Houston, fabulous, unbelievably great matchup. It means something to Tennessee. It means a lot to win their division. There's only one way they play. It's with Derrick Henry. I don't know. It seems to me, I guess they're trying to make the price be so prohibitive that he can't get into whatever 40% ownership level. But what do you think?
Well, I've got him in, so he's 100% owned in this video.
So, and then I have DeAndre Swift at 6,300. It seems like now we finally switched over into let's just make DeAndre Swift our running back, and the Vikings have been pretty easy to run against lately. So Swift wound up not being someone who I chased, but that salary slot fit well with the rest of what I did.
All right, and I played Henry, which I mentioned, and Green Bay has been a great running back matchup all week long, and I have all of my eggs in this basket. I played Montgomery, 7,700, all the way.
This is basically the universe in which the Bears win 40-6 is what we're talking about.
This is a long season Bears fan therapy session is what this lineup is.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, buddy. I don't think they win this week, but if they do, they're in the playoffs. That is for
and
sure.
I will make some money if they do, because no one else is doing what I'm rolling out there.
Right. Well, I think a lot of people will be on Montgomery. I mean, if no other reason, he's red hot. It's not the best matchup. And I mean, if you remember the Packer game just a month ago, he had the one big run and otherwise didn't do much, but he still had the one big run. I had Jonathan Taylor as the other guy I would have spent for at 7,400 because he gets Jacksonville. And it has felt like probably I'd say the past 2 games have really felt more like, okay, now there's a 1A and a 1B. Nyheim Hines absolutely still plays. He absolutely, a couple of weeks ago, could have stolen a short touchdown. That would have been a bummer for Taylor, but I'm to the point now where they really have separated each other. I guess the overthinkers among us will say, well, what if the Colts are up by 100? The Jags have completely turtled and nobody's playing. And what if the Colts take out their starters because winning by a lot? If they do, I hope that means Jonathan Taylor partook. You could absolutely have Malcolm Brown in a lineup. There's no one else. Darrell Henderson is out with a high ankle sprain. Cam Akers, as of our recording this, we don't think Cam Akers is going to play. So Malcolm Brown would be very smart. If you wanted to go Alexander Mattison, here's the thing. I don't mind the idea. as of our recording this, we don't know whether Madison is in because he himself missed week 16 with a concussion. So we know Dalvin Cook's not playing. And my way of thinking was like 6,100 is not a bargain. Clearly someone at DraftKings is like is intentionally making him be a little pricey on the rough chance that Dalvin Cook might not play. And for a dude who we don't even know if he's going to play, it's tough to commit 6,100 to him, but he certainly would be an option. If you wanted to go cheap, AJ Dillon, 4,900 against your blessed Bears. He got a big workload. We'll see if Jamal Williams makes his way back. If he doesn't, Dillon's going to play. And if you want to go real cheap, Ty Johnson. The Patriots aren't good on defense. The Patriots stink generally. And you're not going to have Frank Gore in that game. You're not going to have old Michael Pirine in that game. I can't tell you for sure. It's not like Josh Adams or somebody, but I think that's probably Ty Johnson.
Yeah, at 4,300, he'd fit well with someone paying up for Derrick Henry. Like you said, Henry's almost prohibitively expensive, so you got to go cheap somewhere. Where'd you go wide receiver?
Agreed. So no money, no whammies, stop. Love Devontae Adams, can't. Love DeAndre Hopkins too, but can't afford either one. My priciest receiver is Chris Godwin. Again, it's one that I probably didn't chase. And I know you listen to the podcast, and I've talked a lot in the last month about the fact that the Falcons defense just is a lot better. I mean, people are still looking at season-long numbers on the Falcons defense. They're missing the point. And I mean, goodness, did we not get to see that last week against the Chiefs, where their one rookie corner dropping an interception in the end zone from holding Mahomes to 14 points or 7. I don't even know. Like they win that game if the kid doesn't drop the interception in the end zone right in his hands. So I'm not calling this a great matchup, but I'll take Godwin. He kind of fits in that. He's good. Like I'll say the Buccaneers they're going to win that game. Emmanuel Sanders. That one seemed kind of broken to me. 5,500. For Emmanuel Sanders, when we know there's no Michael Thomas and just nobody else in that offense is able to stand out or separate or anything. I'm surprised at how cheap Sanders is. And now I can't spend any money. I cannot spend any money, Dave Huet. And therefore, Mecole Hardman is on. And there's some logic to it, right? There's some logic because I don't think you're going to see Tyreek Hill. I don't think you're going to see Sammy Watkins. Maybe Demarcus Robinson, but maybe not. I wouldn't be shocked if the Chad Henne to Mecole Hardman connection against the Chargers shows you a little something, but mostly I just can't spend any money there.
Yeah, he's 4,200. Well, I started off predictably based on this week with Allen Robinson at 7,700 because I am all in. Please don't follow my advice, because if this works, I don't want anyone sharing in my wealth.
Right. Yes, you're extreme.
And now I really have no money because I have 7,700. So I played T. Higgins at 5,000 and Lynn Bowden Jr. at 3,500 is my wide receiver group.
Wait, which Lynn Bowden was it?
Junior. Junior.
Oh,
in case we weren't clear which one. It's Junior.
That's right. Okay. Thank you for clarifying, because otherwise I think Lynn Bowden Sr. is actually like $1,000 more. So.
I couldn't afford him. That's the problem.
That's right. T. Higgins is actually kind of a good call, kind of an interesting value call. If only because we suspect we're not going to get Tyler Boyd again because of his concussion. I'll feel less good about it if Boyd is back, but as of our recording this, I am assuming he's not. What Higgins I think is 5,000.
Yeah, he's 5,000. So I afforded a little bit,
Sure. So other guys for me, Adams definitely, Justin Jefferson definitely. I didn't stack Cousins with either Jefferson or Thielen. I could probably have done it. Financially, I probably could have made, but then I really would have been stars and scrubs, and I just kind of felt like let's go a little more down the middle.
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne at 4,300. We're not going to get Brandon Ayuk in that game. No Deebo Samuel in that game. They can throw the ball. It doesn't look good a lot of the time. It's going to be CJ Beathard and not Nick Mullins. I'll say I don't hate it. In fact, I may wind up flip-flopping Hardman and Bourne. Hardman probably has more upside because he's a fast dude and, he runs the Tyreek Hill play. He scores a long touchdown. But Bourne in a PPR, maybe a little. I'm kind of going back and forth between those guys.
Yeah, if you don't play Hardman and he gets the kick return touchdown or something, you're going to be cursing yourself. Where'd you go for tight end?
I would have loved to have, I said Bourne. I would have loved to be able to afford Kittle, right? Kittle feels like another broken price, and I didn't, so he's not. He'll be on the other. But that's the one I think people are going to make a decision whether you want to go with Kittle because he's clearly the wide receiver one, playing with his college teammate. Yada 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 yada. Could not afford him. There's not a terrible similar logic to say Tyler Higbee, who has been my bête noire, as they say, all season. I have been fading Tyler Higbee all year, but we're not going to have Cooper Kupp for the Rams. We are going to have a kid quarterback who's never played. So Robert Woods doesn't hold any appeal to me, but the number 2 wide receiver does. Oh, that's probably Tyler Higbee. So again, it's 3,500 is really why, and I'm justifying the rest of it, but that's where I wound up.
I couldn't have even afforded 3,500. So I could have afforded Cole Kmet, who you played so often at 3,000, but I didn't go there. I have enough Bear stock, and I played my buddy Dalton Schultz at 3,000.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jimmy Graham. I didn't do Cole Kmet. Oh, no.
When watching the game last week, I was just like, boy, Cole Kmet's not working out for Chris right now.
He plays a lot. It just Graham got the 2
touchdowns. It made sense. Horst Donovan was messing you up.
Horst Donovan did mess me up. So the also rans for me were Kittle and then also Noah Fant. Healthy Noah Fant is better than a $4,400 player, and he is healthy now. Drew Lock isn't good, but neither is tight end, so I don't mind the idea of people riding with Noah Fant.
Who'd you plug in for flex?
Melvin Gordon. That's another price that seemed a little weird to me. Philip Lindsay's on IR. Royce Freeman got like 1 touch, and the Raiders defense is awful against the run. So I think Melvin Gordon's going to get a great big workload, and I really like that play at 5,700.
Yeah, I looked at Melvin Gordon. I had a little bit more money. I don't know that I like this play better, but I played Jeff Wilson Jr. at 6,000.
Which Jeff Wilson?
Junior.
Which one?
Junior. I got all the juniors. I should have played Chenault. I got to change this and get another junior in here.
It's funny because I thought you were going to say like Neil Anderson. I thought you were like pick another bear. There were no other bears, so you're going to have to go back. Matt Forte.
I would have loved to have done that if I could. I'm still.
But Jeff Wilson's a good call. There again, one advantage that Week 17 seems likely to give you is just a consolidation in some places because you're not going to see maybe we accidentally get the Tevin Coleman game, the Turkey Mayo game, and then you're really annoyed. But I don't think so. And I'm 100% Wilson's a nice play.
And defense? What do we do? Do we make our defense face? Did you take the cheapest defense, Chris?
I did not. I took the Jets. I had a couple $100, and it just felt like the right thing to do as a Patriots fan to just say, whatever I have to do, the defense that stinks but is facing the Patriots. There's always going to be points there for any defense facing Cam Newton right now.
If someone wants to go back and watch all of these videos we made this season and find your most picked player, it might be the Jets. Now that has to do with their pricing, but it might be the Jets as the most played chip you've used.
Well, because for so long they were just the cheapest defense, so it was so easy to go with them. And honestly, that has had the benefit of having half of that defense not just be good, but be borderline excellent. Pass defense is not good, but that defensive line has been kind of awesome. And if you want to know why they've won back-to-back games, Quinn and playing, but like that defensive front, it's pretty darn good.
Well, I just went with Houston because they were the cheapest. I stayed on brand and played our cheapest. But I want to take this moment again and plug our buddy Doc's Rap. I say our buddy. He just comments every week. So he's become my buddy, in Absentia, I guess. But he always comes up.
Who is it?
Doc's Rap.
Okay.
And he's the one who said we had to make sure we did a video this week. And he also threw out some defenses last week. So I just want to give him some props. He was on Seattle, which got 9. He was on Panthers, which got 21 points. And then he was on the Colts, which I think was just him trying to con me into saying Indiana, and I'm not going to do it. They didn't get any points, but I think it was a long con. I don't believe it. So if you guys want other defensive choices, check in the comments, and I'm putting you on the spot, Doc's Rap. You got to leave some other options for us.
That'll do it. That's it.
That's a season. Thank you for watching. Please come play with us. The link below, if you haven't joined yet somehow, sign up. Play in the playoffs. Use the promo code HarrisTube for a free entry, and go out and win your week.
Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button. Write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.